Hey guys, MJ and Izzy from Endless RVing. So over our years of RVing, we've gotten really good at setting up efficiently, quickly, good teamwork. So today we're going to share with you our method of getting set up when we get to camp. Make sure to stay to the end, guys. A couple little bonus tips at the end that you may not think about.
So let me preface this by saying, before we get into the video, the reason why we have this checklist is because we made a lot of mistakes when we first got our RV. Sometimes we still make mistakes, but we've gotten really good at it.
What was one of the big ones?
Well, we had the front of our trailer drop. We had to have it forklift up because I forgot to chalk it. So you might want to record this or get a pen and paper for this checklist.
Put it in notes in your phone, maybe. That's how I keep track of everything.
Yeah, this is real quick, real to the point. So the first thing we're going to do, before you even set up, it starts when you leave your house. The setup actually starts when you leave your house. What do we mean by this?
Or you leave, if you're full-time, before you leave your campground.
Or you leave your storage, whatever. What do we mean by this? There's certain things that we do when we get out of the driveway. First thing we're going to do, we're going to check to make sure the levelers are up, to make sure there's no obstructions, your antenna's down, steps are up. One person's going to be driving, the other person's going to be visually checking outside, giving directions with the radio. So if I'm in the motorhome, MJ's doing that. If she's driving the motorhome, I'm doing that.
So number one actually occurs at the end of every trip. So before our last trip, our number one happens, which is fuel up. So we always start every trip with a full tank of fuel, because you never know at a campground if the power is going to go out. Do you need to run your generator? Anything can happen. So being prepared before you even get there is going to keep you ahead of the game.
Yeah, and lately, fueling up like a week or two before going out, it's winding up being cheaper because the prices are going up like daily. So
you're right. And you also want to make sure nobody siphons your gas. I've been hearing some of that lately too.
Yes. So the next thing, usually day of or day before, I'll kind of go around, do a general check, make sure everything's working. We also fill up with at least a half a tank of water. Now, I know there's some RVs out there, I'm not going to name a brand, but it starts with a J, that's claiming you can't drive with water. Well, you should be able to drive with water. If you have that brand, go look into it.
It rhymes with, what was that?
Yako.
No, Mako.
Yeah, it rhymes with Mako.
Mako tires or something.
Whatever.
Anyway.
But we do go with at least a half a tank of fresh water, and then our gray water tank is empty, and our black always has about a third in it. You always want to have water in there, but we're not going with a full. Why do we do that? Because we showed up to campgrounds where the water doesn't work, and now I'm siphoning water from, like, you know, the main area to try to get water into our motorhome. So yeah, definitely want to do that. Next thing on that checklist before every trip, it's really important, whether it's towable, motorized, you want to check the air pressure in your tires, especially as the weather starts to change. It's going to go up, it's going to go down depending on the weather. So you always want to measure cold temperature. What does cold mean? That means the motorhome or your RV, the tire has been sitting for hours and hours. So morning, really, you don't want to pull into a place and then check it. You want to check it when it's been at the normal temperature. We have a TPMS, we have the TIREMINDER A1AS, we also had the I-10. It's easy, we just turn it on, make sure everything's good, make sure the pressure is up to par.
All right, so the next thing, you've gotten to your destination, and you want to be really careful about this one, because we actually damaged our travel trailer one time by not doing this. If you're going to a campground that you've never been to before, you don't know what it's like getting to the site, a couple of things. You either want to make sure you have somebody go scout the area to see, are there low-hanging trees? Are there any obstacles that are going to cause damage to your RV? You can do that. You can ask a camp host to guide you there. Sometimes they'll get on their little golf carts and take you there. Or just like I said, have somebody go there before you even attempt to get to the site. Yeah,
another easy thing is that, right, when you check in, if it's like a private campground, you can ask them, hey, listen, look at my motorhome. Is it going to get up there? Is there anything I should be looking for? Most places, they know the size, because when you register, you have to tell size and length. They're going to send you to a place that's appropriate, but we've been to places that doesn't happen.
All right, so the next one is teamwork. We have that down really, really well, especially when parking. So if you're a solo traveler, if you're not good at doing it on your own, definitely get help. There's always people, sometimes people are, they're just standing there watching you, waiting for you to mess up. Ask people to help, or a camp host. But we've gotten that down pretty well, our parking.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty good driving the motorhome. I'll still ask for help if I'm alone, but here's a perfect example. This is where we're parked now, right? So you could see the road coming in, you can see the road going out. So we have to come this way, reverse, There's quite a few obstacles here. You have a couple of trees, you have branches, you have the hookups on the right, sorry, on the driver's side. I can't see above me. I can't see, I can see certain cameras. There's certain things I just cannot see. You see power lines up there. No way I can see that. My ego is not that big. If I were to come here alone, I will have somebody from the front desk and say, listen, you gotta guide me in. That's just part of the deal. I'll take the extra 20 minutes versus the weeks and the thousands of dollars of damage that can potentially happen if I hit a tree.
Right. Also really important. It's getting hotter and hotter as we go through this checklist. So I'm like taking my jacket off here. All right, so listen, you have to make sure that you're leaving enough room to extend your slides without slamming it, without slamming into a tree or to the pedestal or something. Also that you're lining it up properly so you're a good distance from that.
And also that you're in the most level area on your site. Now, again, everything we're telling you here is because this has happened to us when we used to have our trailer a couple times where we would set up, level, go to open the slides, crap. Or go to hook up, we're too far away. So again, we're telling you this because of experience. So now let's just get into exactly what we do. We're pulled in, we are in the most level spot. So we kind of have a system here that we do pretty much every time, and this helps for two reasons. Number one, we get really quick at it. Number two, it becomes second nature. So the first thing that's gonna happen, whoever's driving is going to level the coach, right? So this time that we came out, MJ was driving, I pull in, dogs are in the car, she's in the driver's seat, she levels the coach, we make sure we look everything is cleared out. After that is done, again, slides are closed so I don't bang my head. What I will do is I go in, I plug the electricity in to make sure when she puts the slides out, there's enough amperage and voltage so we're not killing our batteries too much.
I think this kid wants some TV time on the bike.
So you might just wind up sliding on his side.
He's doing wheelies.
So once that's done, next thing I'm going to do, I am going to hook up the water, right? And this is just the order that I do it in. You don't have to do it in this particular order, although I do suggest you plug into shore power before you open up those slides. So I put the water on, hook it up, make sure there's no leaks. I then hook up the sewage. That's hooked up. And then finally, I will turn on the propane, turn on the water heater, the outdoor shower. I will turn on the hot water, make sure it's running. Once all that's done, I knock on the window. I give MJ the go ahead for inside.
If you're enjoying the video so far, we invite you to hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live or release new videos. Also, we have a private Facebook group and we would love you to join us. It's called Endless RVing, RVers Coming Together. We'll see you there. And last but not least, we have a free monthly newsletter. If you would like to be part of that, we'll put the link in the description below. So inside, what I'm doing, I'm obviously opening all the slides. It's all the little things, okay? I take out everything that was packed away during travel. So the garbage can, I get the dog water bowl out, you know, the things in the bathroom that we've tucked away. So all the stuff, hashtag stuff, needs to come out. So I take care of that. So basically then once Izzy's done, everything inside is ready. We bring the dogs in and their beds are set up, their bowl is set up, and we're good to go.
So there may be some questions. How do we level? And this is really fast. It seems complicated, but it's not. It literally takes us like a minute.
You have to do what works for you. This works really well for us.
And it may be a little bit different if you have a towable, but this is how we do it. We pull in to a site, MJ or myself immediately turn on the Level Mate Pro, we go to the app, and then we try to pull into the most level area on that site, right? So we want to do minimal leveling as we can. So we'll go to the site and try to get to the best area that's level. Then the next thing we do, the liquid spring, we will try to level as much with that. Take down the rear, take down the front. Once that's done, we stop it there. We then deploy our leveling jacks, and we do it manually because the manual always comes out better. On the end of those feet, we have our RV snap pads, which makes leveling even easier because you have some cushion on there, and they are the official sponsor of this video. So what are RV snap pads, guys? They are the world's only permanent jack pad. They're made in the USA out of recycled materials, and they're made for pretty much any RV, fifth wheels, motorhomes, travel trailers, truck trailers, and whatever else. We've had them since day one on Nelly, which has been over 3 years, and we still have the original set.
We're in our 4th season with her. The benefits of the snap pads, they're permanent, so they're installed at all times. You don't need to take on and off. A lot of stability for each landing foot. There's protection now for those jack feet from any type of bending or damage, reduce slipping and sinkage on soft surfaces, which is great if you're on soft grass or mud.
That has happened to us?
Yes, it has, and there's protection from indirect lightning strikes.
So in addition to be made in the USA, they also always give discounts to first responders and military. But if you don't fall into that category, with the discount code ENDLESS10, you'll get 10% off. Pretty awesome, guys. One of our favorite accessories we have on here, and they lasted a long time, check them out. Level up your game, RV Snap Pads. So that wraps it up, guys, but here are some bonus tips that you're going to want to know.
Really, really important. Many of you do this, but make sure you have an EMS.
What is the EMS? That thing.
To avoid any damage to your RV's electrical system, and there's many videos talking about that, and we've done them as well. Also, make sure that you use a pressure regulator, please, on your water, because you don't want to blow out your lines. God forbid there's crazy pressure at the campground to which you're hooking up to.
And one more little tip, although we're not using it here, we have used it. You want to bring maybe a little extra hose, 50 feet to be safe, 75 feet even better. I'm talking about freshwater hose, as well as sewer hose, at least 20 to 30 feet is always a good idea. So in the comments below, let us know what is your hookup method.
Yeah, your whole routine that you do. Maybe we'll learn something.
Yeah, and this seems like it was really complicated, but it literally takes us 5 to 7 minutes to set up. It's super easy.
So from myself and Izzy, it's the journey of a lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.